This is Yana the Mooncricket, and you're listening to Local Vibes.
Thank you so much for coming in. How are you feeling?
Great. Hot.
Hot.
Great.
That's
I'm
fair.
sorry. I'm low-key kind of sweating.
I mean, before we get into the songs you just performed, I'm curious to learn more about where your name comes from.
It's kind of a funny story. Me and my friends were like talking about slurs. For black people from down south, like literally, and we went through like the whole shebang. Like, you ain't got to hear them, but in general, she said moon cricket, and I thought that was kind of crazy because I was like, who would name someone a moon cricket? Like, I thought it was pretty. So, kind of did my research or whatever, and they basically named people who, like, the slaves who were taking their rest at the night or whatever and singing praise and everything. They called them moon crickets because they never shut up, just like crickets. And, crickets tend to get quiet when you come closer, and that's kind of morbid to think about. But anyway, at the end of the day, I was like, wow, I really, really love that. And I'm originally from down south, so for me, it kind of just made me tie it back home. And then also just, like, I function most musically at night, literally. Because I work all day. I'm exhausted. But usually at night, that's the best time to, like, really hone down on my stuff and be into it. So, yeah.
So this move up north was fairly recent. How was it like to come into this music scene, being from out of state?
Well, actually, the move up north happened like during my development years. So like in middle school, high school kind of age. But like moving to the cities a couple years ago, it definitely has changed my view on like the local hip hop scene and like how we kind of, move through venues and just like industry wise. So yeah, I would say, I don't know. I forgot the question. Okay.
No, it's fair. I mean, it's a smaller hip hop scene, but it's nice.
It is. Yeah. It is small. Like the hip hop scene, I will say, everybody quick. Like you go to one event, everybody. Branching out a little bit more, meeting like band members and everything. Like I've been seeing more live music and like that way, like. I don't know, you get really, really inspired seeing people really good at their instruments. So you're like, I gotta go. Like, now I want to rap. Now I want to sing. Like, I'm next. Like, yeah.
What were some of those like first hip hop events that you attend?
Ooh, the first event I went to. Tim had that open mic at Urban Lights. Went insane. He had Kobe, aka Kobe, going hosting it. He's got great host energy, and like he's also an immaculate freestyler. I don't see him performing out there anymore, but seriously, like, he was going crazy. Then I met Righteous at that event. He was insane. I met Nucky. Nucky was so awesome. Literally, like, they were just, like, going crazy. But what I noticed that there was a lot of females, like, rapping at that scene. Like, so I felt nervous. Because also, I didn't grow up as a rapper. I grew up as a classical singer. Far from it. Like, I didn't even like that. So, like, literally, seeing more of that, I was a little nervous about, like, kind of dipping my toes into rap. And then I met SJ at that event, too. She wasn't rapping, but I met SJ. Ended up, they had a studio session right after. Because you know how artists do. They'll go from a performance and then be like, y'all trying to session up afterwards? And be there till 5 a.m.
Dang.
I was like, that's crazy. And I wasn't even performing then. Like, I was at this session, saw SJ freestyle, crazy. So I was like, all right, I want to be in this scene. I think this is more what I want to do. But at that time I was dancing, so wasn't really focusing on music. So
yeah. No, I think it's also good that the scene is very small. It's very intimate, especially at those events.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that you were classically trained. So do you come up from a family of musicians or singers?
No. But off the record, my third cousin is MC Aaron.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I've actually met him. Like,
oh,
crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Super crazy. But yeah, so we don't even, like, I come from a family of, like, super conservative people. So honestly, like, singing, if you're not singing for the church, you shouldn't be really singing at all. And so they kind of saw it, like, it's a deep story, but they just kind of saw it as me just drifting from the path that they had for me. So no one thought I should be singing. They thought I should be writing more, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the songs you performed were amazing.
Thank you.
And just take us through what you performed. What got into making these singles?
Clouds was recent. I was kind of just looking up some beats that kind of just like brought a little spice out of me. And yeah, that one was just a lot of fun to write. Cause I have this uncanny optimism for anything. I've been through some crazy stuff in my life, and I'm always like, okay, like next thing, like, yeah. So that's kind of what I was kind of drifting into, like just kind of expressing, like, you know, not everything's like dark. Like you can always keep your mind somewhere else, even if it's delusion. I think delusion is always the solution. Like, you know what I mean? So get yourself through it. And then going into whenever I'm high, I like that euphoric feeling you get when you smoke. I like just being lifted. I mean, people have bad trips when they're high, but I feel like generally if you're in a positive, like, environment, like, you know, your sacred space, I feel like that just promotes you feeling good. And yeah, whenever I'm high, I was talking about, you know, about the things that are going on. Like, I feel like the police might get me. I honestly feel I don't even have to do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with my car. There's nothing in my car. But I swear when a police officer gets behind me, I'm like, ah. And I'd rather be high, like, honestly. Even though they looking for them. They looking for them. It's just like, I'd rather be, like, I'd rather not even be worried about them. Like, and so, like, when I'm smoking and when I'm high, I like to focus in and, like, on things that make me happy. Like playing bass, like playing guitar, playing computer games, you know, whatever, like anything, just enjoying that moment.
Yeah. A jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Could you walk us through your creative process? You know, are there any topics you enjoy writing more about others? And what goes into the beat selection?
Man, I tell you, when I first started writing music, I was just sad as ever. Just so sad. Like, I go through, like, my old songbook, and I'm like, yikes. Like, and when I wrote then, I didn't even have a beat, nothing. I just heard music in my head, and I would write a whole piece, like, a whole song, and I'd be like, oh, okay. That sounds good. Have no idea what it's actually going to sound like. And I did that when I met my producer and engineer now. Yeah, I brought him a song. I was like, I don't have a beat to this. It's just kind of, it's whatever. And he's like, all right, you know, let's play around, see what you got, you know, whatever. And literally, kid you not, he's just so cold with it. Like, he just ended up making something. That song's not out. It's not ever coming out. But it's cool to see that, you know, he can match my energy with my lyrics. But yeah, I found this producer named Max Man on YouTube, and he was super cool. Connected with him, and really loved his beats. Like I said, I was up in the middle of the night writing, going crazy. Whenever I'm high, I actually wrote that when I was on a shroom trip. So it wasn't even about weed at the time. I was just like, yeah, I'm just high. It's just great. And so I was really enjoying myself. Wrote that song, and literally ever since, anytime I had ever smoked, did anything, like, I always played that song. And I was just like, I should share this with people. This is cool. So I like that one. A real one, I've just grown up with so many people just always like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't perform. Honestly, it doesn't sound the way you think it sounds. That would be the killer. Like, I'd be like, dang, like, why would you say that? And so, I don't know. Then I found my people here. They were just like, dude, this is really dope. I was like, wow, you really rap with me like that? Okay, cool. You know, whatever. I still have days where I'm just like, I don't think this sounds good. And they're like, oh my God, you're amazing. I'm like, So I just feel like every time I say they want to scream my name out loud and say they're proud of me, I could see a year from now who really rides for me. Like, even if I ended up changing my sound, like, if someone's like, I like their old music, right? You don't really rap for me like that. Like, that's serious. And, like, I don't like friendships that come in phases. I'm pretty loyal to everybody. So, like, genuinely, like, that's kind of what that's about, having a strong sense of loyalty. That's something I've noticed different about up north and versus down south. Like, loyalty tend to be a lot stronger down south because we're just so upfront right away. We ain't got nothing to hide. And then the passiveness up here, you know, people are okay. So it's just like, yeah.
Minnesota nice.
Yeah, like, you know, it's been really hard to find who my real ones here. So it's just like, yeah, it's definitely why I wrote it. Yeah. And then Haunted Dreams. Oh, man. I was in a bad relationship when I first moved here, too. Like, a really bad one. And I just felt like I was giving so much of myself. Like, I was emptying my soul for this person. And, like, I don't know at what point I just didn't. You know how you got the rose-colored glasses on and you just don't notice what's going on at all? One day that's when I realized I fell out of love with this guy. I was like, you suck. Like, you really suck, but I care about you so bad because I want you to be better when I'm gone. Like, I don't even want to deal with this anymore. I just hope you good. I hope you good. So that's basically like what Haunted Dreams is about. Like, man, like, I care about you. Why does it hurt me and you're not hurting? Like, yeah. So that's kind of what that one's about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the set list.
Nice. And, you know, throughout the past couple of years, Minneapolis' urban alternative scene has grown larger and larger. So have there been any local artists that have had an impact on your work?
I did say that, you know, SJ definitely made me want to, like, just do more. Yeah, she's super dope. And I actually work for Summer. So, and Summer's just so talented. And there's a lot of times where, like, people expect you to be on all the time. Like, when they meet you and they see you, you're like, oh my God. And you're like, whoa, like, chill. Like, I just performed. I actually got a lot of energy just taken out of me. I am on, like, a high, but it's just, like, at the same time, this is so surreal myself, like, performing in places and meeting people who are inspired by my music. So, like, in general, like, I feel what they felt when I came to them. I was like, oh, man, you're so talented. You're so crazy. And then, like, now people do the same thing to me. I'm like, oh, man, like, and now it makes me feel like now I'm, like, kind of under this like a script. Like, you got to go harder now. You got to go crazy. You got to do more. And, like, they're really cool about just being like, yeah, you do have to do more. And, like, keep me motivated. Like, I'm cool with them now. Like, pretty close to Summer. Not close with SJ, but I could still go to her, like, if I have, like, a question or anything. Just started talking with Euphoria's room. She's really cool. And then, yeah, I just feel like, producer-wise, like, because I'm kind of dipping my toes and making beats and everything. Swank is so cold. Oh, man. That man, he's so good. So good. Quasi, super great. These people are just, like, they push me to do things I would never be comfortable doing. Like, Swank's like, you're going to freestyle. You're going to be coldest freestyle on the planet. I'm like, and he still believes in me. And it's that blind love, that encouragement. I'm with it. Okay, cool. Like, yeah. So they definitely have impacted me, like, to just not be so hard on myself. Man, if you heard, like, the demos, you can hear me yelling at myself in the demo. Like, so yeah, these people are really good about that.
Yeah, it's important having, you know, very honest, you know, people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And earlier you mentioned, you know, your love for dance. And dance and music go hand in hand pretty often. So as a dancer yourself, has it ever influenced your approach to creating music?
No, actually, because when I dance, I'm in such a different space. Like, dancing is what I had when people told me my singing sucked. Like, dancing is what I had to step back and hold on to the most. Like, when, like, I couldn't voice out, like, how I felt. So movement for me, it can be in any shape or form. I don't think my music that I have right now is something you could dance to for real. I think it's something you just vibe to, you head nod, you be like, you did that too, versus just like what I would dance to. I like to, I would like to say they're on the same level of intimacy for me and vulnerability, but I feel like me dancing is just a different level of me, like, putting my space, my energy out there and allowing you to, you know, perceive it. So, yeah, no, dancing is a complete different realm for me.
Yeah. Do you find it hard to find dancers that are also artists or rappers in the city?
I don't think it's hard to find them. I think it's hard to find the ones that are good, like, good at both. And that's okay. That's okay. You know, sometimes you ain't got it. But I will support you no matter what. If that's what you want to do, express yourself. That is the whole point of us doing this art, is to express ourselves. And so that's what I encourage. But I actually don't know a lot of friends who can sing, or they do music and also dance. Like, no, I don't have my circles of those. Also, when you kind of mix the circles, it do kind of get crazy. Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. You know, and speaking of, you know, great artists, you brought a band in with you.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Let me talk my stuff. Okay. I met Wayne, Jimmy, and Frequency with my girl Euphoria. And when I saw them perform with her, first of all, we're in the band room, well, in the rehearsal space. And I'm just like, they kind of fire. They kind of fire. I'm gonna cop them real quick. And so, like, the energy was really dope. Like, we was all giggling, all fun stuff, you know, whatever. And I'm a giggler for anything. Like, I don't know why I do that. Empty space, giggle. Like, anything, giggle. I don't know why I giggle. But, like, they deal with it. And it's cool. Like, anybody who can put up with me is fine. Like, I love that. And so, like, honestly, I felt no, like, weird energy or anything. And that's really hard to find, especially because they're all male band, too. And I've had some very weird experiences in the cities with male artists and so forth. So, like, I was just like, okay. Like, kind of like one of my producers, literally, he walked up to me at a party and was like, oh, my God, you look like an artist. And I was like, I am an artist. He's like, I want to work with you. Okay, cool. Who are you? Like, yeah. I was like very skeptical, asked about him.
That's
no
fair.
One could tell me anything. And then I work with him, same person. We are the same person in our soul. Like, that's my guy, twin flame. So literally, I don't know, like, I got this man over here teaching me how to play bass. That's how good he is. Because I was like, yeah, you're going to teach me. I know. Literally, so like, I don't know. I definitely like to work with people who inspire me. I like to work from people I want to learn more from. I like to work with people who are like just really cool individuals and deserve more, you know. And I feel like I'm on a journey to receive more, and I'm going to also share those gifts, like, you know what I mean? So that's kind of the goal. Yeah.
What can your fans look forward to hearing from you in the future? You know, are there any collaborations or projects that you're excited to reveal?
There's actually so much. I'm working on a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh. So one thing I'd like to share is that this EP is gonna drop. It's gonna drop. And I have like the interlude of it dropping next month, and we're gonna try to do like a little visualizer for it. Haunted Dreams. That's actually a highly requested song to be dropped. It has not been recorded, so that will be in the works. I'm trying to release my EP at least by my birthday, but I want to release Haunted Dreams by my mom's birthday, which is in August. That's August 12th. So keep that in mind, you know. But I'm also working on an anime project. If you guys like anime, yeah, there's a Black creator here who is doing an anime, and he asked me to do the outro. So I'm pretty hyped. Just saying. That's all I can tell you. I'm just doing an outro for an anime. So yeah, and I'm working on a dating show.
Really?
Yeah.
A dating show, a Minneapolis dating show?
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of fun. And we're gonna be working with local artists too to be working on the soundtrack for that, so we don't like get copyrighted or anything. But yeah, so those are some projects that I'm working on. And yeah, that's kind of it. Oh, shoot, there's a couple other things, man.
Say them all. Share them.
Golly, there's so much. I just have a busy schedule, guys. So there's this thing called Mama's House, and she's gonna have a festival August 15th and 16th. So I'll be headlining that, and hope to see you guys there. It'll be at Fifth Element in St. Paul. And then another thing that happens monthly for me is called Moon Bounce. It's a collective of artists that I work with, and we just host a lot of networking spaces and smoke some weed. Like, literally, that's really what it is. You just vibe. We give you opportunities to perform and all types of stuff like that. So yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and that's at Jumbo, Africa. So yeah, I think that's all you can look forward to. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for coming in. It was amazing.
Thank you.
Cool. Thank you.